have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the December 10th, the terrific or thirsty Thursday edition of today's Trader's Edge show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. And let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, but much more important than that, during this next 60 days, during the next 60 days, but most certainly right now, during the next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in 877-927-6648. And if you can't dial in, well, we've got you covered there too. You can let those fingers do the walking. Go ahead, send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside that subject heading, please put radio show question. And of course, in our Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Thirsty Thursday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to Less Show. A bit of a mixed bag out here. The Dow and the S&P are trading lower, 57 points and 4 points. The NASDAQ 100 now up 26. Russell's up 11. Semis are up 3. Gold is down $3. Silver up 7 pennies. Light sweet crude, nice move out here, up $1.61. Natural gas up 13 cents. That's a big move there. T-bonds are up 17 ticks, trading out at 173 even. Steven, so what are these markets doing? Excellent question. I'm trying to figure that out myself. So let's go back to what we were taking a look at during the 1 o'clock update out here. And the question is, and here's the S&P 500. And this is part of the reason. Now, look, folks, I recognize you may just simply, as a charter out there, charter member of the den, charter of Mastering Problems, as a charter out there, you take a look at the S&P 500, you look for support, resistance. Look on S&P 500. Support is very clear. Breakout support, 35.94.39 to be exact out here. So we know what that is. But in taking a look at this chart, because we know we've got a TD9 count top, because we know that prices below Stevie's oscillator and change line, because of yesterday's bearish engulfing candle, all of this suggests that price is going to pull back to 35.94. Now, it may do that. You could use the SPYs, and it'll give you some type of message. At least you'll get some profiles out there. But really, the underlying instrument that you and I want to take a look at is the equity future contract. Look, I'm not saying that you need to trade equity futures. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is, to the extent that you would like to be a market technician, a chartist out there, or a flautist, you've got to have access to this data. Otherwise, just don't do it. I want you to have the best information. And not just because I'm doing this, because this is how it all gets stitched together. So in stitching it together, because we didn't see any kind of a support level inside the S&P cash indice, that's really not going to give us that information. Aha! But when we do move over to the equity future contract out here, that's a whole different shenanigans, a whole different thing. Here we take a look at our 4 quadrants of the ES Mini. What we're going to see, you're going to see your daily in the upper left. And this morning's move lower has been nothing more than a test of support. There is no change in trend in the S&P 500. 3641.25 is the number that price must close below twice, 2 consecutive times, to suggest that, in fact, there's a change in trend. So right now, with regard to the S&P 500, with regard to the ES Mini, even with regard to all of those topping patterns that are out there, guess what? Right now, this is a buy the D point. Am I suggesting that you buy it? I'm not. Not just yet. Out here, we've got to go look at some other charts, and we've got some We've got some things that are not congruent out here that we'd like to see. But right now, just focusing only on the S&P 500 via the ES Mini, the price action today all makes sense, or should make sense to you. Or at least you should be able to know that at 1:11 in the afternoon, you know that the move lower today was nothing more than a test of support. And not until that level gets broken. I don't mean intra-session broken. I mean a close below. Will we have a change in trend signal? And so the pattern that is really in play out here right now is still for the S&P 500, the consolidation measured move that has the ES Mini moving up to the 3846, 3850-ish type area. We're not going to worry about the exact number out here. Price above the top of the weekly, above the top of the monthly profile, and just consolidating with inside that daily profile. Now, that's the message for the ES Mini. We have a different message for the NQ. So which message is correct? Look, inside the NQ out here, in fact, it's going to be easier, I think, if I just move to this version out here. Yeah, it's going to be easier for you to see. And I'm just going to expand out the daily chart here for the NQ. We can come back to the Dow and the Russell 2000. But here, I'm just going to leave it like this. So you're looking at the very left-hand side of the panel. So one of the first things you should note is there is a new profile that formed yesterday. It is bullish in structure. That makes 12,380.50 a very key level. Now, what the NQ did yesterday was it closed below the bottom of that bullish structured profile. That is signaling to you and I a change in trend. Remember, 2 consecutive sessions are what is required to confirm that change in trend. Otherwise, it's just a one-hit wonder. And not that there aren't a lot of great one-hit wonders out there. There are. It's just you don't want to get snookered by it. And right now, that would be its message. So whereas yesterday we had a change in trend signal, as of 1:12 in the afternoon, we don't have that. However, if in taking a look at a bullish structure profile, the bullish structure profile, bearish structure, they're so cool with regard to the information that they provide to us. If this is the beginning of a decline, then we would have said, and we still say it, that if there was a counter trend rally, where would it run into resistance? Where it runs into resistance is the center of that bullish structured profile. And that's at 12,439. So right now, as of 1:13 in the afternoon, I can't give you a clear answer. Maybe at the end of the day we can. Well, look, at the end of the day, it becomes really simple. You can give yourself a clear answer. A close below 12,380.50 tells you the NQ has a change in trend signal. If price closes above 12,380.50, but below 12,439.40, then I'm confused, you're confused, we're all confused, because it's a confusing message, because it's more of a neutral message. But if price closes above 12,439.40, the message is price will go target 12,557. That's the message from the NQ versus the message from the ES. We don't have anything in sync. Now look, markets top at all, can easily top at different times out here, and perhaps that's what we have that is going on. But you certainly don't have a uniform message inside of the NQ. In fact, the structure of the ES Mini is also bullish in structure. It's not as bullish in structure as the NQ, but it still is bullish in structure. And a close today above 36.65.75 in the ES Mini, the more it closes above that level, then the more that this following statement has a higher probability of an outcome, and that is the move up to 37.02. When price closes above the center of a bullish structured profile, the signal to you is that it's going to go make a run for the top. Whether it can do it or not is another thing, but that is the signal. So when we come back from this break, we'll go take a look at the 30-minute charts where we've got all kinds of bottoming signals this morning as the ES Mini was testing that very key level of support, the bottom of its daily profile. We'll be right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. Do you have broken or unwanted jewelry, diamonds, watches, coins, silverware, and other collectibles that you would like to turn into cash? Tiger Precious Metals and Stones will pay fair market value. We make it easy to turn your precious metals that are sitting around in your house into cash. Call Andy now at 727-329-8245 and he will walk you through our safe and secure process. Andy has been in the business buying and selling precious metals for over 15 years. Call Andy now at 727-329-8245.
TFNN has just launched our Tiger Dollar Holiday Sale. For a limited time, we've doubled all the Tiger Dollar bonuses, where you can now get up to a 20, 30, or even a 40% bonus on your Tiger Dollar purchase. Tiger Dollars are good for all TFNN newsletters, webinars, and services and never expire. Whether you're a current subscriber or just thinking of signing up for any TFNN products in the future, this is a great time to get your Tiger Dollars. Happy holidays from all of us at TFNN.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So we're looking at a 30-minute time frame chart for the ES Mini, the S&P futures contract out here. And we can see that this morning at 9:30, 10 o'clock, as price was pushing lower. It was doing so with less relative energy. That always creates that little slingshot, boomerang type effect out here. But that boomerang effect still has to be able to clear resistance. So where is resistance here? Now on this chart, you'll see a number of horizontal lines. You'll see two red horizontal lines on a bar. You'll see two blue horizontal lines on a bar. You'll see two black horizontal lines on a bar. Those are representing the opening range for the ES Mini when trading begins in the U.S., when it begins in Asia, and when it begins in Europe. And the interesting thing is that those lines, those levels, help us to identify other levels of support or resistance. In this case here, we can see how the Asian-China Open last evening has held as resistance. We have not had, and that number, by the way, is about 36.6975. We have not had two consecutive closes on a 30-minute basis above that level. So we have a nice Rhodes momentum indicator, bottom. Price gets up to resistance, the Asian opening range, 36.6975. And then price pulls back, tests the center of its bearish structured profile out there. And so that means if you do see two closes above 36.6975, the message is on the 30-minute time frame chart, I'm headed back to 3,700. That's its TD9 breakout level. So watch 36.6975. That should be able to provide you with a ton of information with regard to what the intention of the ES Mini is for the afternoon, if it in fact clears that level. Don't know that it will. Next time up there, you'll know that that is resistance. If you were a person that was looking to short the ES Mini, then that is the area where you would look at doing that. And if you got a close above that, you'd know that you then were on the wrong side of the trade. So there's your resistance. It's clear as a bell. Not that a bell is clear, but it is clear. If we take a look at the NQ, the only resistance area that you and I are going to be able to find out here, in essence, is the center of that bullish structured profile that right now could be resistance. That's at 12,439 out there. As we pull open the 30-minute time frame chart, you're going to see a wave number 7. That is letter G. So gets that beautiful wave number 7 bottom. The question now is this actually just setting up an A to B equals CD to the upside? Well, how will you know that? Well, first, you'll know that because you will see a close above 12,447.75. If you get that, that is telling you that price wants to make a run for its breakdown level, and that's at 12,685. We're just trading by the numbers. This is easy peasy stuff out here. It sure looks like it wants to. It sure smells like it wants to. What's the want to? Generate an A to B equals CD to the upside, but we won't know that. But if in fact we get a close above 12,447.75, well, then we will know that. But that is the message of the NQ. And if that happens, well, then we know in the daily time frame, price will be back above 12,439.40, and then you know the next routine. The next routine says the NQ moves up to 12,557.20. So those are the numbers for you to watch. Those are the numbers for you to consider taking action upon should they unfold. That's the NQ. That's the ES. Let's not stop there. Let's go take a look at the Dow equity future contract as soon as Stevie can go ahead and pull that over. Now, in the Dow, we do not have a new market profile for the daily time frame. On a 30-minute time frame basis, price was moving lower, doing a less relative energy, generates a three-river morning star, but instead of being able to get up into the Asian opening range, it is finding resistance at the European opening range. Why? I don't know. I just know that it is. So the key number to be watching here on a 30-minute basis is going to be a close above 29,959. If you see that, price is then likely to run to 30,026. And above 30,026, you'd be looking at 3209. I'm not saying that 3209 is going to happen. You just have to take this stuff one step at a time. And right now, the step is 29,959. That's what you should be watching inside of the Dow Equity Future Contract. The Russell 2000 is like, why are you guys having a pity party out there? How come you're not following my lead, being up 17 points as we speak right now? The Russell 2000 is in its own little world. The Russell 2000 clearly, and folks, so I don't know if you've ever been to Delray Beach. Maybe I'll describe it to you. When I say we're a beach town, I mean we're a beach town. Now, we're a cool beach town. Why is it a cool beach town? For those of you that like going, you like energy, you like activity, maybe you think of South Beach or something, but South Beach is pretty far out there, right? Well, we've got the South Beach environment, only it's more natural, so to speak. No, people wear clothes. When I say natural, don't be thinking like that. I don't know, is more high end, more sophisticated? I don't know. It's more natural. It's not, there aren't guys on in roller skates, in Speedos, riding around out there. Okay, so, but what was I going with that? So it's one of the hottest areas. It's called the Atlantic Avenue, the Avenue. You probably can Google it and you'll see all kinds of stuff. And it's gone through a number of transitions over the years out there, from locals to then larger mom and pop type retail stores, all kinds of retail and eateries out there. Hot area. The number of vacant locations is depressing. For me, it's depressing. It's very depressing. So how the Russell 2000, in essence, represents small businesses, and where I'm getting at is a number of these small businesses that are out there, Aeropostale, a number of these other companies, it may not be Aeropostale, some of those types of stores out there, when they start losing money out there, which they are, they just close them down. They'd rather just pay the rent than have to pay the rent and the labor and everything else that goes there. So there's a complete disconnect. And I'm looking at one of the higher end areas, wealth-wise, one of the higher end areas with regard to activity, cleanliness, all that kind of stuff. And they're just getting trashed. So, yeah, I don't understand the move. I really don't understand the move inside the Russell 2000 all that much. But here's what I wanted to share with you. You can see the nice Rhodes momentum indicator bottom that it formed this morning. This is bar number 8. In this 30-minute time frame chart. What you and I know is that the TD9 counts are really helpful in identifying tops and bottoms. Doesn't work 100% of the time, but works enough that you and I pay attention. If the Russell 2000 is going to turn, if the markets are going to turn, maybe they're waiting for the Russell 2000 to finish doing its work out here. It's the only one that is clearly above resistance. You can clearly see an A to B equals CD pattern that is forming. It's past its B point out there. It's suggesting it wants to get to 1929.10. Now, the only thing that can get in the way of getting up to 19 or clearing 1929.10, at least at this stage of the game, it appears that it would be the TD9 count, which would occur between 1:30 and 2:30 this afternoon. So after 2:30, be watching the Russell 2000. So again, if the rest of the markets, the ES, the NQ, the Dow, are going to take a signal, and that's coming from the Russell 2000. The Russell 2000 may be getting ready to top soon. By soon, we're talking about within the next hour. So watch from 2:30 on. Now, what I don't know, what I will not know by 2:30 is whether or not there's an active or valid TD9 count pattern that still exists at that time. It exists now. Actually, we may know that by the time we get off the air, close to. Hopefully, I can take a look at it. I'll be able to see it on one of my screens out there that it actually forms. And the reason is because whatever the high is, whether it's the high of the current bar, the high of bar number 9, that would be the one that would end at 2, or the high of the bar that ends at 2:30. Whichever one of those is the high of the pattern, should this pattern in fact form, and prices closing above that, that is a strong bullish message. That's another beauty about this pattern. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back. We'll go take a look at a couple of instruments for some requests out there. Of course, I want to hear from you too. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back. Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab. Bam!
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. That Dow's off 42, S&P is flat, NASDAQ 146. Let's go out to Philadelphia and speak with John. John, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
I'm very good. Thanks for taking the call, Steve. Steve, I wanted to ask you a very specific question, trading tactics question on GDX, please.
Yes.
Background, I guess I should state first. I've been spinning my wheels with buy-only trading on GDX since my cumulative gains peaked out for the year back. I think that was like the week of August 21st or something. And most recently, I got long. I heard Tom O'Brien speaking about GDX. I guess that was the week of, oh goodness, was that the week somewhere back around November 27th? Anyway, so I rebought and I'm holding long GDX. It's a leveraged trading position. I think my entry cost is like $33.70, so right down near those lows.
Okay.
We've bounced. Now we've pulled back. Steve, I am considering something I haven't done all year long, and that is doubling my already very large leverage GDX trading position. We're currently 35.23. Very specific. So that's what I'm considering doing. My question for you, please, is if I go ahead and double up this position, at 35.30, this area, what level underneath current price, tells me I'm likely wrong on this added trade?
24 cents below where you're at right now. How do you like that? Hey,
okay, well, thanks very much. I'll talk to you later.
No problem. But I was serious about the 24. I was serious about the 24 cents because you were asking a very specific question. I'm going to give you a very
So actually, thanks so much. Please elaborate. I will listen.
No problem. So the 24 cents, folks, that came as a result of taking a look at where price was at versus the oscillator and change line, which is red. So that's really the best piece of information that I'm going to be able to provide for John to assist him in his thinking as to whether he's doubling up was the right thing to do. So what the red line represents, the price oscillator. A price oscillator is the difference between two different things. You can choose whatever two different things you want. Stevie uses the 39 and 19 period exponential moving averages. And that's very specific. There's a very specific reason why I use those, but we're not going to get into that right now. But that's what is used as a basis to then form the oscillator unchanged line. What the oscillator unchanged line lets you and I know, just by looking at this line, one, based upon its color, is the price oscillator above zero or below zero. A price oscillator above zero, generally speaking, folks, is bullish. Below zero is bearish. So a red line, we can see we've got bearish. However, a rising price oscillator below zero is a rising price oscillator. It may be an indication of just a counter trend rally or a bottom that's going to turn into something more. So as long as price remains above that line, that is why Stevie said, hey, 24 cents. It's $35 even. Steven right now is the value of that. So you got to give it a penny or two out there. If price closes at $34.99, would I say that means you need to jettison the position? Perhaps, but a penny is not. I wouldn't use that personally. That's just a personal decision out here. So if price were to close below that, the meaning behind it is we have a falling price oscillator below zero. And folks, that's simply bearish. Now, what that means, though, is we have to understand where is support. In John's case, he knows clearly where that is at. He would certainly probably jettison that position if price closed below the November 24th low out there, and that's at 33.25. Now, let's say price closes below 33.25. First got to get below the oscillator and change line. Where would be the next position that John would consider doubling up on that position? Now, in lieu of anything else that's going on in the market, we would say it's 32.69. 32.69 is the next breakout area. So price is coming back to a breakout area, the GDX that is, and that would be the level we'd be looking at. But John, very specifically, it's $35. That's the oscillator and change line. That's on the daily time frame. The weekly time frame doesn't provide us with a whole lot of information. It just shows what in essence you were talking about, which is since at the end of July, the beginning of August out here, what the GDX has been doing is making lower highs and lower lows. The support level on the weekly time frame is going to be at 32.77. But back to the daily chart. Well, let me do one other thing, John, and that's this, because you're considering taking that trade out here. And the thing that I have done here is I put up a 30-minute time frame. And the reason to do that is to say on this 30-minute chart, do we see some type of clear, convincing area where it says now is the time to buy? And here on a 30-minute time frame, you're going to see we have a red oscillator and change line. So we know the price oscillator is below zero. Price is below that. We still have a falling price oscillator below zero. It's going to say to you, don't buy right now. Do not pull that trigger right now. The trigger area is 35.21, and maybe you don't want to worry about the 8 pennies, and that's fine. The bottom of its profile is 35.13. If price closes below that on a 30-minute time frame, it's telling you that there's a problem. And 35.24, by the way, that was the breakout level, and we're trading just on a 30-minute basis just below that. So it's the answer to your question was $35. And if you want to get really cute, the 30-minute time frame chart is saying, you know what, I might want to get down to 35.13. So that's what I see, John, when I take a look at it. What other information or what other questions can I answer for you? Oh, maybe John hung up. That's a possibility. I think it must be. So, John, there's your information. Thanks for calling in, and please let me know if there's anything else that I can provide for you. Let's go, and I did get a couple of questions that came in by email. So let me get to those. First one coming in from Tim, and Tim wants to take a look at ticker symbol F, Ford. So let's go look at Ford. Let's actually read the question here. Just want to get this up on the charts and on my other charts. Get that going here so we can come back to it. So Ford right now is trading out at 918. It is above its daily. Yeah, it's above its daily, above its weekly, and the resistance level out here, Tim, is the monthly profile, which is 957. Tim writes in and said, could you please take a look at Ford on a daily and weekly basis, looking for support and resistance? Well, we just gave you resistance. That's on the monthly time frame, as well as TAS boxes for those time frames. Well, you're above the top of the boxes for the daily and weekly, so old resistance could become new support. That would be 841 and 816. And you know you've got resistance at 957. Now, let's go take a look at our other charts out here for Ford. Let's pull this over, and let's get to the daily time frame. Let me just make sure that all the data got in here. Yeah, it did. Okay, great. So you're asking just for assistance, just support and resistance. So prices below a key support level, that's the oscillator and change line that John and I were just talking about. That's at 943. Do I have let me populate this. I don't know if I've got a topping signal or not. So A to B equals CD patterns. Those are pretty easy to see. And today, in essence, would be your confirmation of that sell to D point out there. So Ford is suggesting, the daily chart is suggesting it wants to pull back. And the only level of support that we have out here is going to be the top of that daily profile, and that's at 841. That's a daily. You're talking weekly and monthly. What kind of messages do we have on the weekly time frame? Guess what? We've got a TD 9-count top that formed right at TD 9-count breakdown resistance at 933. And the oscillator and change line has changed colors. Ford, we're getting ready to pull back. And here it says about the 827 level. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. Are you looking to buy or sell gold, silver, platinum, coins, or bullion? We can help. At Tiger Precious Metals and Stones, we specialize in the buying and selling of gold, silver, as well as collectible U.S. and foreign coins. We not only buy your unwanted or broken jewelry, but you can trade that in for gold and silver coins too. Call Andy now at 727-329-8245 for a quote over the phone and to lock in the current market price. Call us now at 727-329-8245.
TFNN has just launched our Tiger Dollar Holiday Sale. For a limited time, we've doubled all the Tiger Dollar bonuses, where you can now get up to a 20, 30, or even a 40% bonus on your Tiger Dollar purchase. Tiger Dollars are good for all TFNN newsletters, webinars, and services and never expire. Whether you're a current subscriber or just thinking of signing up for any TFNN products in the future, this is a great time to get your Tiger Dollars. Happy holidays from all of us at TFNN.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back. We're looking at Ford Motor Corporation. F is a ticker symbol. We're looking at the weekly time frame chart, and we're doing that for Tim M. And so, Tim, 933, that horizontal line going across my screen, that is the TD9 breakdown level. Now, when Ford bottomed on a weekly basis back in March, it was a TD9 count bottom. Price never closed below the bar following bar number 9 of a TD9 count. Now, at the high, you have the exact opposite pattern. The difference is, here, you have price getting right up to the breakdown resistance. If you were going to ask yourself, or you were going to ask Stevie's chart, OY's chart, where's the counter trend rally? If this is just a counter trend rally, a nice rally from 4 to 9 in Ford, where's it going to end on a weekly basis? You would have chosen 933. And you could have done that in the beginning of March. You would have known that. And look where price ran into resistance, and it does it with a TD9 count pattern. Now, the oscillator and change line has turned colors, and there's a phenomena that's associated with that. That's another reason for you to be able to understand this tool, use both of these sets of patterns out here. And you can do that. Just sign up for Mastering Probability. You can do it for 29 days. It costs you nothing. It costs you a ton if you don't. So don't waste that opportunity. Here we can see that price is signaling to us. So the charts are communicating to you and I. I'm just narrating what the charts are communicating. The charts are communicating to you that price wants to make a move back towards that green line. It can do it by price moving sideways on a daily basis. It can be just a big swoop to the downside. But price is headed towards that 827 level. And it will be the test of that line on a weekly basis that will give you the bullish or bearish message. A bullish message is a test and rejection of that level out there. So that's what I'd be watching, Tim. Thanks for writing in. I hope that helps you out, and have a great day. We also have a request here from Greg, and Greg wants to look at ticker symbol ASAN. So let's get that in my charts. Let's get that pulled up out here, ASAN. And this is Asana Inc., and it's an IPO. So we've got really limited data out here, Greg. My apology for that. We don't have any profiles for the weekly or the monthly time frame, and only the daily. And they're somewhat unusable for us at this stage of the game. But let's read the question. Would you look at ASAN for me during your show today? I have a small position at 23.11. Okay, good. You're in a profit position. It's a new IPO, yep. I think it's in an ABC up with an ABC up. Yeah. Well, so let's take a look at this pattern out here. I'm going to first draw on what I would see as native B equals CD. And so it would look like this for me out here. Our A point is going to be 1112. Let's see, what did you use? You didn't give me the dates, just the price amounts out there. In any event, I'm going to use that as my A point. My B point would be the session from November 30th. and my C point looks like about a 2-day pullback into the lows on December the 2nd. The B point of this A to B equals CD that Stevie's drawn in here did volume of 2.5 million shares. When that B point was passed, it was passed with 5.8 million shares. So what Greg is saying is, hey, I've got an A to B equals CD with a price projection. Stevie's price projection is 34.22. That is your price projection too. Perfect. How would you analyze and play this? If the market were to roll over, would you still play AB equals CD patterns out there? Well, you've got to, I don't know how this trades. I don't know what this is based upon and so forth, but you're going to stay inside this stock chart out here. And what we know about this stock is that its average true range over the last 10 trading sessions is 223. You're in, you said, at 23.11. So you should really put a trailing stop here, and that trailing stop should be 223 times 1.272 or 1.618 or whatever number you want to multiply it by, and have your stop below that. And that's how I would trade that. So here's what I want you to take into consideration. Because I don't track this stock, you do, and you've got some concerns. You've got a nice little profit here. You've got a profit of what? On a $30 stock, you've got a 30% profit or so. This has got a price target of 34.22 on that A to B equals CD. So that's where it's gunning towards. What we don't know is whether this is going to make an expansion of that A to B equals CD. So just go with the assumption that it's just the 1-to-1 out there. And so now you've got to do the reward risk analysis. You're at 30.27 to 34.22. So you've got about a $4 reward versus 233 times 1.272 or 1.618. It's almost a, what is it? It's less than a 2-to-1 reward ratio out there. So get your stop in somewhere, Greg, just because it's past the B point with volume, and because we around here call it a confirmed A to B equals CD. There's not a single one of us, I don't believe. Now I won't speak for everybody. I'll speak for myself. I wouldn't give you the guarantee that price is going to make it up there. I don't think anybody would. Now, what we do know is this IPO'd back on September 30th. Here's the positive. The high of that day was $29.96. You're at $30.27 right now. Odds favor that as long as price can stay above that level, that you're in pretty good shape. But if price gets below the high of that session out there at $29.96, you can almost see this turning into a sideways consolidation when you're up towards the top. So I hope that helps you. Now, wait, we're going to go take a look at my other chart, just see if there's any other signals out here for ASAN, any other signals out here for Greg. The daily time frame, it shows the stretch. It shows the Rhodes momentum indicator pattern. That's how this bottomed, by the way, back on November 13th. That gave you that Rhodes momentum indicator bottom signal, that nice bullish engulfing candle. So that's a beautiful thing. I don't see anything on the daily time frame. There's not going to be anything on the weekly for us to take a look at. So that's the best that I've got for you, Greg. Thanks for writing in. Hope that helps you out, and best of luck. Just make sure you've got that stop in place. No other requests by well, hold on, Steve-O. As soon as you say that. Nope, no other request by email. And I don't think that there is anything in the Tiger's Den. But if there is, if you'd be kind enough just simply to repost the symbol that you wanted me to take a look at, that would be as Tom likes to say, a beautiful thing out there. So what are we going to do without that information? Well, let's go take a look at some of the usual suspects. Goldilocks. Let's go take a look at gold, try to figure out what gold is doing, what it's not doing. In the case of gold, what it's done so far today, it's just tested a key level of support, as it did yesterday. The pullback yesterday, the pullback 3 days ago, and the test this morning has been testing that oscillator unchanged line. That is currently priced at 1831.20. What price has done is price has held the top of its profile, which is 1837. It has held the oscillator unchanged line. So what you and I know is in the battle of Goldilocks out here between the bulls and bears. Every battle, when we take a look at a stock chart, folks, it's the game is being played between bulls and bears. I know it gets boring out there. You'd rather see some different teams, but those are the team out there. We use these profile levels. They become our first down markers out here. They help us to understand where the defense is at, when you can get past the defense, get past those safeties, and make the run into the end zone out here. But with regard to gold, that key level that you're watching is 1831.10. If price closes below that, we will experience a move back towards the lows of last week. Below that, we're looking at 1732, and below that, 1666. And below that, we're looking at 1625. And guess what gold is doing, folks? It's making lower highs and lower lows. A bear market is its message to you and I. Steve Rhodes with TFNN.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. We're going to close out this show by going out to California and speaking with Brent. Brent, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm doing great, Steve. I know time's limited, so
yes,
I was hoping you could take a look at Marathon Oil, MRO, and just, I've talked to you about Oxy. I'm in some of these stocks at lower price. Just wanted to get your thoughts. I know, again, time's limited. Just do what you can.
Sure. So beautiful looking stock chart from this standpoint. Prices above resistance on the daily, weekly, and monthly. Those resistance levels being the top of those TAS market profiles. That suggests prices above resistance and wants to move higher. The daily time frame has what we'll call a confirmed A to B equals CD to the upside. When price passed the swing point, the B point, November 24th, which had volume of 42.2 million shares, it was passed with 41.8 million shares. So for me, that's close enough. Brent, this is suggesting an initial price target of 866. That would be the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD to the upside. This only did a 30% retracement. Prices along the left side of that C to D leg. This tells you and I that right now, the move from the C to D leg is stronger than that A to B leg. And that is suggesting that this will do more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. The 1 to 1.272 expansion area is $9.45. That's what it looks like when we just take a look at the ABCs of this. On the daily time frame, we can see that price is stretched. It's generated the Rhodes momentum indicator signal, but there's no bearish reversal candle. That would be the first thing that would be needed, and you would need to see a close below Stevie's green line, which is currently priced at 680. So at this stage here, Marathon Oil looks very good and looks like it wants to continue higher. And I see there's a nice move in light sweet crude today, so that's just supporting that as well. Is there anything else that I can give you in about the next 15 seconds, Brent?
No, I think that's it, Steve. And if you get a chance tomorrow, yeah, maybe you could talk about light sweet crude, go over that
Absolutely.
a bit. I know you've already touched on it. So just have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for your help, and I'll talk to you soon.
Will do. Thanks for the call. That was Brent in Martinez, California. Folks, stay tuned for 2 more wonderful hours. You got your favorite polar bear. He's up next after that, Obi-Wan Kenobi, to take us on home. And I'll be back with you on Fantastic Friday. We'll take a look at light sweet crude. We'll take a look at Otis. We'll take a look at CrowdStrike and the QQEW. Take care, folks.